Hi, I'm Tom Morello, and when Rage Against the Machine first became involved in labor movement issues on the front lines was when we participated in the boycott of Guess jeans that was started by Unite, the garment workers union. We were approached by Unite because a lot of the same people that buy Guess jeans are the people who buy Rage Against the Machine CDs, and Guess was exploiting their workers in sweatshops here in Southern California, so it was an issue that we could tie into. And while Rage Against the Machine is a band that, and occasionally has gone on flag-burning expeditions, has, cursed, some of the egregious transgressions of Uncle Sam around the globe, the first time when really the man hit back was when we told people not to buy blue jeans. We, along with Unite, the union, had purchased billboards around the country around Christmas time. This was about 3 or 4 years ago. That said, Rage Against the Machine, we don't wear Guess. And it was an anti-sweatshop billboard and an anti-Guess billboard for the holidays. The day that they went up, I'm not sure what the name of the company is that owns them. It was basically a monopoly on these billboards around the country. The Guess attorneys called up the billboard company and intimidated them into taking down all the billboards but 3. There was one in Brooklyn, one in Las Vegas, and one in Houston that were not owned by the monopoly, and those stayed up. For the rest of them, I thought you could, if you buy the space on the billboard, you could write anything you want up there about the Pope or and Smokey the Bear, but if you write something about telling people not to buy blue jeans, apparently you run into trouble. So then we took the money from that and decided to buy radio spots on all the alternative rock stations around the country with basically the same message, that this Christmas don't participate in exploitation, don't buy Guess jeans. And again, Guess's attorneys succeeded in intimidating every station around the country with the notable exception of KROQ here in Los Angeles, who was brave enough to play the spots and support the band in that. So left with no outlets to legally go about getting our opinion out to the public, we participated in a sit-in, an act of civil disobedience in Santa Monica on the 3rd Street Promenade, outside of one of the department stores that sells Guess clothing. 31 of us were arrested, and that did finally get breakthrough, went to the news, Rolling Stone, and things like that. In the end, in large measure because of the grassroots work done by the union and by the workers themselves, they were able to gain concessions from Guess, and some workers were rehired who were fired illegally for their union organizing, and some other workers got back pay for being gypped out of pay by the Guess company. But it was very interesting because that was the one time when we really felt, their attorneys were calling us up and doing a lot of threatening and rattling of cages. But in the end, the union was successful in getting some concession. In these turbulent post 9/11 times, it's organizing. Anything that might be viewed as potentially uncorporate America might be viewed as being something disreputable. But we've been involved now in the Taco Bell boycott. Taco Bell, which is of course has hired a company called 6Ls, who pays their workers sub-minimum wage salaries in Florida. Those workers have decided to ask people to boycott Taco Bell. Once again, people who listen to alternative rock music, youngsters between the age of 15 and 25, are also people who might be buying the dollar chalupa or whatever it is that they sell over there at Taco Bell. And so we recently participated in benefits to raise money for that. So there is some health in the international solidarity movement after 9/11. It does seem to be, at least in my experience, and the band's experience, does seem to be alive and well, though it's important not to let the events overshadow, to let the horrible, loss of life that happened in the terrorist attacks to overshadow ongoing injustices that happen here in our own backyard. So we're going to continue our work on behalf of those who need it. Thank you very much. This is Tom Morello signing off.